What's up, what's up, what's up? It's Curry Spice back with another video. I have a special guest. She's my friend from school. Her name is Amaris.
Yes.
And, and she's pursuing her master's right now in
Marriage and Family Therapy at Cal State Long Beach. Don't
Yes.
forget, that's where we met.
Yes. And I love this woman. She's just so beautiful. She's amazing.
Don't make me blush.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So I brought her on here today so we could do a girl talk episode. So there are these questions that I grabbed here and there. Some of them was from a YouTuber, and I'll link her down below because I thought these questions were interesting. And then other questions I just made up. So the first question is, have you ever felt pressure to get married and have kids?
Yes, for sure. I think probably from more so parents, mom and dad, maybe more so mom, making sure I have somebody to take care of me, or having that pressure to give your parents grandkids and things like that.
Yeah.
And right now I feel like I'm definitely not in the position to have kids because financially I'm a student. You know, that doesn't create a lot of profit. But so yeah, it's not on my mind, but you know, it is on my mind, but I know right now it's not
Feasible.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes perfect sense. I am married and I do have kids, but there's always that pressure to have another child, you know, and I'm not ready to have any more children because I did the part of my life where I was a stay-at-home mom and had the 2 kids and my husband was at work. And I was very uncomfortable with that because I'm a very determined woman. I like to be out working and not always at home. But I mean, if being a stay-at-home mom works for you, that's perfect. But I don't feel comfortable with it. I mean, for the long term, But I have felt that pressure because my mother-in-law has came to me about, I don't have a grandson from you yet. Like talk to me. What's going on with that, you know? And I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for that, you know?
Yeah. That's very interesting that you have pressure even though you have kids already. You're still getting pressure to have more.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I do want a son, but I'm 36 years old. I don't know how it's going to work.
You still have kids.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But like, I just got accepted into the master's program for English creative writing at Mount St. Mary's. So thank you. So I'm just really focused on like getting the school part out of the way, so then I could like move on with my life, like move on to something else, you know. But I do realize that by the time I'm done with college, that it'll probably be too late for me. I mean, unless I'm like adopting or something. But like
That's always an option too, or a surrogate.
Yeah, exactly. So the next question is, do you have tips to feel confident about body parts you're not pleased with?
Ooh, tips. Let's see. Well, I guess tips for me, I'm a curvy girl. And I've always had, since I was a kid, just shame around like my body parts just because I was more developed in middle school, like 11, 12 years old. That's when I started to develop even more curves. So I was told to kind of hide those curves. So so you're not trying to get attention or entice a man, you know. But now, like, I'm feeling more comfortable and learning what looks good on me. Like, for me, if you're a curvy girl, especially if you have big hips or a big butt, it's good to, like, emphasize your waist, wearing belts around there, or shirts or dresses that kind of come tight around here. That also makes you look a little bit slimmer and really, defines your shape a little bit more. So for me, if I wear just, like, an oversized dress it does not look the same. I look bigger than what I am, but if I put a belt to it around my waist, I look a little bit slimmer. You can see that like I have a defined waist and then like a nice pair of butt cheeks. But I mean, that's something that I think that I do to help me feel more confident and comfortable, but still like showing off my body a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're a thinner woman, you could probably get away with a lot more because you always look thin in whatever that you wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta fit, wear something that's fitting towards your style, your comfort,
Exactly.
And your personality.
Exactly. I'm actually still struggling with this because although I've lost over 40 pounds, I am still not confident with my body. Like, I'm confident with clothes on, but not with clothes off. Because I'm picking apart what I look like in the mirror. Like, oh, I got extra this. I have to lose that. And I got extra this. And I don't like my arms, at least the triceps. I don't like my stomach. But I'm still working on that. But I have to kind of watch it because it's starting to like almost become obsessive. But I think little tricks like is that I still maintain my confidence. Like I just watch what I wear. Like I'll wear outfits that are very flattering towards my shape, and I wear like spandex pants, like the tight pants, and it conceals the parts of my bodies that I'm not really happy with. So yeah, and then it's the way you carry yourself too. If you carry yourself like you don't have a problem with your body, then no one else is going to pick up on it.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I think confidence is the best trick in the book.
It's kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of idea behind that. Yeah. So question number 3 is breast implants, butt implants, or both, or would you rather just go natural?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I have to say I'm team natural.
I feel you.
Team natural.
I
mean, I see videos and I hear about like with butt injections, people leak from their. I just don't want to have to go through that.
Yeah.
Or even if you get breast implants, like I don't know, maybe it collapses or something going wrong, malfunctioning, and
oh yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
true.
my body would react to that, and so that really scares me. So sometimes, if I want to change something on my body, I'd rather do it the natural way. And I know I don't have the biggest boobs in the world, so maybe I'll just wear a push-up bra with an extra push.
Exactly.
Victoria's Secrets.
Free advertising.
Yes. But yeah, for the most part, natural. And then maybe if I want something to help me, it's a temporary fix, just so I can take it off at night and not having to worry about it. Anything ever happening to me that can bring harm to my body internally.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm so glad you said that because I feel a similar way to that. Like I want to keep it at team natural, but then like there is a small part of me that kind of like wonders like, okay, do I need breast implants? Like could I use a butt implants? Because when I was younger, I used to be all about the twig thin frame. Like I was obsessed with that twig thin frame. And now I'm starting to appreciate curves more. So that's why when I see you, I'm like blown away. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had her body. But like, she's like, no. But like, I just learned to appreciate what I have. But every once in a while I do wonder like, okay, like, should I go under the knife? But I think, like, I don't really like maintenance. That's the only problem with that. Because if I get like breast implants, for example, like 10 years from now, I have to go back in and then get it like, swapped out. And it's too high maintenance for me. I can't do all that.
Yeah.
And then you have to have the money for that too.
That's another thing. I think that's
important
to keep in mind. I'm definitely not in that position to even consider that as something I would do right now. But
yeah.
But I just want to highlight, like, it's totally your option and it's your right to want to change your body.
Oh yeah, of
anyway,
course.
'cause
It's not the
your
shame.
body. Yeah, no shame around it. But
yeah,
I guess for us personally, and I think I definitely have insecurities and sometimes like, oh, think about how can I change this?
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah.
Right now I just like, let me just be happy with what I have.
Exactly, because it's cheaper.
It is. It's very much so.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so question number 4 is, what tips do you have to not eat for comfort?
Still working on that.
I know.
Tips. I mean, of course, I give the generic answer. I mean, it's a mental mind game. Like, it's all about your mindset. And, of course, those urges and those desires and that temptation, it always creeps up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
but
goodness.
sometimes, like, it's good to not do something all at once. Like, if you're gonna say I'm gonna give up chocolate or I'm gonna give up all sweets, like that's making it harder on yourself.
That's true.
So maybe training yourself to build up more discipline could be very helpful in trying to fight comfort eating, I guess.
Yeah.
Like recently I'm not eating poultry, like meat. I'm eating fish though and eggs.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
I cut out meat. And
Oh,
I've been
nice.
craving Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
But this is good because it helps you. I mean, not only is it like makes me feel lighter, and probably easier to digest food, but
Exactly.
it teaches you discipline. So doing something to create that discipline is, I think, the first tactic you can do to fight that desire for comfort eating. And yeah.
I definitely agree. Since I lost weight, I've had some practice with not eating for comfort, but every once in a while, I mean, I still have my triggers, like that guacamole you made.
Guacamole, that was totally natural. That was good though.
Well, yeah, but I couldn't step away from it. I was like, it was a little dangerous.
Really easy to make.
Yeah, it was like so good though. But like pizza is a weakness. I have to kind of watch myself with that.
Carbs.
Yeah. So I just kind of like give myself these little mental, I give myself this mental self-talk where it's like, okay, Melissa, you don't want to overdo it. But if I do overdo it, I'll just work out afterwards. Like that's probably the best bet. Because one time I had like 3 slices of pizza, like all in one sitting, but I worked out after that. I did my cardio, so it was like, okay, it's not that bad.
I feel like 3 is completely normal.
Is it?
Yeah, I think 4 or more is probably a lot.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
and how thick the pizza is, like.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
It's thin crust or pan crust or regular.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Deep dish.
That makes sense. And then some people don't eat the crust. Because if you don't eat the crust, you're actually saving some calories. It's not a lot because you're still getting the cheese, but it's something.
It's something.
Yeah. What would you tell your 14-year-old self?
Oh, jeez. I still don't know. A lot of these questions, I feel like, can I answer by saying in progress? Like,
oh, gotcha. Really?
TBD. Still figuring that one out. I mean, I guess maybe that's what I would tell myself. Like, you don't have to have everything figured out.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to know everything. I don't know. Maybe it's just a teenager thing, but you think you have it all together. You feel you have to be a certain type of way. And it's just, I don't know. You don't have to be like that. You just continue to enjoy life. Do the things that you enjoy. Be around people that you like. Don't feel like you have to fit in. And yeah. Everything is to be determined. I mean, that's why it
Most
took me
definitely.
a while. I realized, like, in high school, I thought I knew everything. Not everything, but I wouldn't say I was full of myself, but I was like, I'm going to be this type of person. I got to be like this. And, But now, going to college, I'm like, geez, can I cuss? Like, can I cuss?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Can I cuss? No.
If you do,
okay,
he'll blur it out.
I
You
almost
just be natural.
Okay, so well, I'll spell it out. No, but when you get to college, you realize, damn, like I don't know shit. Like
Yeah.
like there's so much out there, and I'm still. And then you thought something would be one way, and it's something totally different.
So
You're like,
true. So true.
geez, I don't know.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah. So leave. I guess when I would tell myself, you don't have to have everything figured out, but
Mm-hmm.
remain open.
I agree with that. Most definitely. I think another thing I would probably tell my 14-year-old self, because I would add on to what you just said, that applies to me too. But to add more onto that, I think I would tell myself to just buckle up because it's going to be a wild ride, and you have to be mentally prepared for what's to come in life, because you're going to be throwing all these curveballs, and you can't always avoid it. You just have to kind of roll with the punches and just pray to God that everything's going to work out. But you can't lose faith. So that's the tricky part. Because life is going to seem so unfair when these curveballs are thrown your way, and it's like, why me? Mm-hmm. But it will pass. It's just temporary. Like, your unfortunate circumstances will pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to remember, because a lot of times you feel when you're in it, like you don't see outside of the bad times or the depression or the struggle, because you're in it, but you just have to have a tiny bit of hope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, like, yeah, just do whatever you have to do to get it done. Yeah. So question number 6 is, how do you deal with depression, anxiety, or life's obstacles?
I think prayer. Yeah. And that's something that, my faith, my spirituality is very important to me, because life is fleeting. Like, life changes. Life is up and down. It's inconsistent. It's unpredictable. But the one thing that I want to work on, and that I know is the same, is God, and just grow stronger in my relationship with God. So having God as like my foundation, and knowing that there's like a purpose in this circumstance, there's a purpose for my life, there's a reason why I'm going through this struggle. And mind you, like, I of course have negative thoughts, like
of course
get nervous, of course get sad, like I feel like right now I'm in mourning, like grieving a loss, unexpectedly losing like a family member, but just keeping that momentum and keep going, because I know there's a greater power watching over me and protecting me, and
most definitely
has something greater for me in mind. So
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So that was actually part of the reason why I started this channel, is because I was kind of undergoing like a bit of a depression, because I was telling her before the episode that it was like being so close to graduation, and not sure about my future. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get a full-time job, which is what I really need to help support my family. I've just had this strong fear of the unknown. So I started this channel as a way to motivate myself, just to keep my mind occupied, and I have a goal, and it's something that will benefit not just me, but it'll benefit my audience, because I would be inspiring them. So I just find ways to uplift myself. And it's difficult, because I do need help with prayer. I don't pray enough, but that's another story.
And I think also, like, for me, I forgot to add, like, my relationship with my mom is really strong. Like, I feel like she's somebody that I really confide in, and she's definitely an encourager. So I think that also gets me out of depression or anxiety. So hopefully for the people out there, like, you have that one person that you can really open up to and talk to about those things.
Yeah. And I met her mom before. She's incredible.
She is.
Question number 7. Do you feel pressure by society to fit their definition of a strong Black woman?
Pressure by society. That's a very interesting question, because I feel like it has different answers. It's very complex. I guess like inside my community, like in the Black community and with my family and my culture, maybe there's pressure because of the people that I'm surrounded by, the women that I'm surrounded by, strong Black women, or very independent, they're opinionated, vocal about things that bother them, and maybe there's that pressure and with peers and women that you look up to. But I feel like that's a positive pressure. You know, they're kind of like role models in a sense.
Yeah.
But when I'm outside of my community or outside of the people that I love and I admire, I feel I have to tone that piece of myself or admiration down because I will be labeled as like the strong Black woman, or and that could be labeled as like the angry Black woman, just because they're not familiar as to why Black women are strong or why we're resilient. They don't know the history behind it, so they just automatically label us. So I feel like I think with lots of individuals who are people of color might deal with that conflict of having to be a certain way within your community, probably more so yourself, rather than, or just being different outside of your community. So you have to almost have like, what is it, the double consciousness? That, yeah. And I think that goes with that question.
Oh, wow.
Being a strong Black woman. It's like, yes, I do, but then I feel like I have to tone it down too. So there's two different pressures.
So you're constantly in your head about it, like, okay, do I turn it on? Do I turn it off? Like,
right, like,
yeah.
Like, don't get mad, Amaris. Like,
yeah.
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 Yeah, it's true. You know, when you're in a certain setting, you would respond. You want to respond how you usually respond, but you're like, no, because I don't want these people to think that I'm this type of way or
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel pressure to be society's definition of a strong Black woman because in my where in my neighborhood where I grew up, I guess they have like a different definition of a strong Black woman. Like they think that you have to be an angry Black woman to be a strong Black woman, but I'm not an angry individual. So when people look at me, they're like, "You're weak. You're not a strong Black woman," you know? But that's just because I'm nice.
Right.
But I'm still a strong Black woman. Yeah. So it's like kind of like butting heads because when people see me, they tend to think that I act white. And they don't associate that with strong Black woman, you know? So that's like one of the big pressures that I get. And that has been with me since I was a kid. And it's still with me. Yeah.
I understand that too. I think, and that's the thing with labels and stereotypes. Like they're putting you in a box. You can't be truly, essentially yourself because you've already been labeled as this type of person.
Yeah.
And then if you tiptoe out of that little box, it's like, then you're not this, you know.
Yeah, like what? You ain't Black? Get out of here. I'm revoking your Black card. Oh my goodness. Question number 8. We're almost done.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
Question number 8. Do you always feel like you are good enough?
Always? No. No, I don't. It's a deep question.
Yeah.
No, I guess not. Like, I feel like I'm always, especially being in school in a master's program, I feel like you're always proving yourself and proving yourself that you deserve to be there, proving yourself when you're writing a paper, like, I'm smart enough, I'm intelligent, I'm capable, I'm competent. Like, you're always proving that to professors, to supervisors, and just always having to put your best foot forward and always being judged and critiqued. Sorry.
Oh, no. You're good. We're not critiquing you.
But I mean, as a student, that's how I feel. And I feel like that does carry with me because I feel like I've been a student my whole life. Taking a short break. But yeah, so you're constantly having to prove that you are good enough, that really messes with you and your feelings and about yourself and your mentality. So, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
it really
I mean,
does.
that's why I think faith and taking time for yourself is really important. So you're able to step back and get to know you as a person and what you like. And, learning more about yourself and seeing that, hey, I am good enough and life is worth living.
Oh, yeah.
The way I want to live it.
Exactly. I don't always feel like I'm good enough, especially when I apply for a job. Then I'm always assessing myself, like, do I have enough experience? And and it really does mess with your head, because like you're constantly having this battle within. But I would just prefer to always know from the start, I would always know that I'm good enough for myself. So instead of letting these people put their definition of good enough on me, but I already know for myself that I'm good enough. And so I'm trying to train myself to not be at that point where I have to convince them that I'm good enough. I mean, for an interview, yeah, you kind of have to convince them because it's like a part of your selling yourself. But I just want to always have that confidence. I know you can't always have the confidence, but at least maybe 95% of it. Yeah. So, but we're a work in progress, or at least I am.
TBD.
Okay. Number 9. That's a little bit of a complex question.
Okay.
As an Uber passenger, would you get upset if an Uber driver turns on a radio station, assuming what kind of music you listen to?
I feel like I wouldn't.
Really?
I might. I mean, maybe, but I feel like when I'm usually getting a ride from an Uber driver, I'm trying to get a little turned up. So if he's gonna play, because I'm black,
oh yeah,
I identify as a black woman. So if he's gonna play some hip hop, I'm down. Okay, I'm like, turn it up. It creates the mood, so that's okay with me.
Oh my God.
That's probably not good to say. I should be more like, address it. But hey, it's the appropriate time to do that.
I could see that. So it's all based on timing.
Timing, yeah. Like maybe if he picks me up from the airport and
I could see
he's
that.
playing country music, but as soon as I get into the car, he plays hip hop. It's like you don't have to do that. Like, but I mean, I feel like, but hip hop is also associated. Hip hop and R&B, maybe even pop. That's always associated with like partying, and so I mean that's okay too. Maybe especially usually it's late at night when you get a ride. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like
so maybe timing, yeah.
Yeah, because that's funny because I asked this question because something like this has happened to me like within a matter of days ago. And this was in the daytime. I was coming home from...
It was in the daytime?
Yeah, it was in the daytime. And I was coming home from a wine shop in Redondo Beach. And this driver, he's Caucasian. I could tell he's very articulate. The way he speaks, the way he was speaking to me about wine. And he is a wine connoisseur. Like, he told me that straight up. And he has his house by the beach. And it was, like, very intimidating, to speak to someone with that level of intelligence. So there was me and another passenger in the car, and we're both black. So he just, out of nowhere, switches the station from jazz to the latest hip hop, like 92.3. And I'm sitting there trying to not get offended. I'm like, okay. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, maybe he didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean? But it was like, yeah, I'm offended. And I almost said something, and I wish I did. I feel so bad I didn't say something to him.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes people do that. They're unaware what they're doing. They're probably, in his mind, he's probably thinking, oh, I want them to feel comfortable, or I want them to enjoy the ride. But at the same time, you can't judge people, and you can't. Yeah, you can't be like prejudiced,
Exactly.
So, or assume things based on a person's skin color.
Yeah, because I would have rather him just ask me, okay, which station would you like to listen to? That would have been better. Yeah. And the final question, which is number 10.
Oh, we made it.
What tips do you have in learning how to fail in life, but with confidence?
Failing with confidence?
Yeah.
Failing with confidence. I guess that's also a mindset too, because in our society we always associate failing with the type of person you are. Like if you fail, you're stupid, or you did something wrong, or you're an idiot, like you're not smart, you're not good enough. But kind of reframing that and saying like, I didn't fail. It just didn't work that way. And this failure is not a reflection of my hard work. It's not a reflection on the type of person that I am, and it's not a reflection on my morals or beliefs. It just happened that way, and that's how life it just has happened that way. So I think it's definitely a state of mind, a perspective that you have to shift within yourself, and it's really hard.
It is.
I mean, because it's been, imposed upon us to think that failure is the worst thing that could ever happen to us. But a lot of times failure is, you actually gain more knowledge from failing rather than succeeding. So
Exactly.
it's all a mindset. And for me personally, like just being honest, like I feel like that's how I'm learning to fail with confidence. Like I didn't do good on that test. Like I was like, in the past I would try to hide it. Like I didn't want to tell people I did the worst in the class, but now I'm like, girl, I think I did the worst in the class. You can kind of make it a joke, and then like really, like girl, and sometimes it could be like funny, it could be comedy, like now, and that makes it a little bit lighter.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, because you don't always want to hang your head in shame, like, oh, damn.
I
like,
know.
My life is worthless. I failed it. Like, you know, like.
Exactly.
Like, I'm still learning this. I'm definitely a work in progress. I have a dance class at my school, and there are a few dancers in there. One in particular she's incredible. She's like so good. And I think I have the habit of like comparing myself to her, which I shouldn't do, because every person learns at their own speed, and she just happens to be a fast learner. Like she'll like, the professor will teach her a few moves and she got it just like that. But not everyone can learn like that. So I just learned to not take myself too seriously. Like I just kind of play around with it, like be goofy about it, like, oh, like I'm stiff with the dance moves, but who cares? Like, because you, like, if you take yourself too seriously, then it's not going to be good. And then you'll just be at home hiding under a rock, and you don't want to do that.
Very true.
Yeah. So that concludes this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comment section below. And I am looking forward to spicing up your lives one episode at a time.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'm so glad to be a guest on Melissa's YouTube channel. Again, my name is Amaris, and you can follow me on my Instagram page, GlamAmBeauty, which is GLAM_AM_beauty. Again, that's glam_am_beauty. Check me out.